We're getting into our semis. We have our series, and spawning in the right corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player himself representing Weibo Gaming, WG. It is SHIN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our semi-finals. Meanwhile, we just got an update here. It looks like the lower semi-finals has already concluded. Classic did take down Tasia 2-0. Big shout out to Tasia for competing and for taking part. For sure. There's a bit of a skill gap between Tasia and Classic, but it's always fun to see Tasia competing, and always really cool to get an update on the skill level of Tasia and how he has been improving over time. Again, he's been back for a couple of months at this point and has been playing on a semi-regular basis, so great to see him here and hope to see more of him in the future. But Classic is waiting for the winner of this series. Will it be a PvP or a PvZ? We're here to find out. Let's go. Let us go. Again, I mentioned this at the beginning of the broadcast, but herO, he is a beast in KSL. I mean, herO is arguably the best Protoss player in the world. You can argue between herO and Classic. He's at least top 2 or even top 1. So you don't get better Protoss than herO, and herO, as a result, he has won the most KSLs this year. It isn't even close. He's won, I said this before, he's won like 80, if not like 90% of KSLs that he's played in. herO is the heavy favorite for this tournament, and we'll see if anyone can stop him. SHIN, he had a very intense series against Beyond earlier, and can he bring that same intensity here against herO? That's what I want to see, Pappy. Let's go, let's go. For now, we have our standard openers. Now, we did already see SHIN earlier in a ZVP, but it was a very unique matchup. Remember, every game, what did SHIN do? He went Overlord speed first. It was crazy, but it was rushing into Overlord speed and delaying Link speed. And I assumed, but I also clarified with SHIN, it was only because of his opponent. Prone went for non-stop 2-base all-ins, non-stop all-ins. herO can all-in as well, but herO usually opens standard and it goes for a bit of a tech switch later on in the game. As you can see, Stargate opener. Stargate opener into a third base is what we expect. We'll keep an eye on the tech timing of herO's Twilight Council or Robo or Fleet Beacon or any further tech from here. Eyes are going to be on herO. SHIN for now is droning. He's saturating. Third base is on the way. He's getting his third. My intention, Void Ray first. Now, opening Void Ray tells us one thing, tells everyone one thing: herO wants to hide his tech. Whether he wants to fake tech or not, regardless, the goal here is to hunt down specifically this Overlord. We have one Overlord here at the natural base of herO. We'll see if herO can find said Overlord, and if he can shut down and deny any vision and scouting that SHIN would otherwise have. And from here, he can hide tech. He can go for a Fleet Beacon, second Stargate, Twilight Council, Oracle, even just a standard third base. Like this doesn't have to be a crazy build. This could even just be a standard build, but the problem here, or the goal, is to just make sure that SHIN doesn't know what's happening. Whether it's standard or not, SHIN should be in the dark. So the Void Ray moves out. We'll see how many Overlords he can hunt down as herO takes his third base. So third is on the way. herO does find one Overlord. Queens there over towards the left-hand side. So herO gets one. Snipe one. herO pulls away. We'll see if he can get another. He's tempted, but the Overlord does pull away in time. Queens do respond, and we are hiding tech. We're going for the Fleet Beacon. Oh my god. Fleet Beacon's on the way. Overlord attempts to scout. herO has spotted, and can herO deny that scout? The Void Ray is racing back home. We spoke about it. He has to hunt down this Overlord before it's too late. He should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine. Second Stalker warps in, and the Overlord scout is denied. So 0 scouting. Now, this was a lot of effort put into denying the scouts, right? So SHIN, he should know that, hold up, you gotta be hiding something, right? Like something is wrong here. Like, you really didn't want me to scout. are you just really faking me out? We know that it's to rush into a Tempest, to rush into a ground switch thereafter. That's why we have a Forge as well. And we'll see how SHIN responds. So far, SHIN is droning, saturating, Lair is on the way. We have our one Eva chamber that should be for +1 melee to get into Ling Hydra. We can see not a Tempest rush, Carrier rush. Okay. Carrier rush at a herO. Let's go. Rushing carriers. +1 flyer attack is on the way. It gets cancelled. Never mind. Does get cancelled. It's making 2 carriers at a time. Now with the Forge, we're expecting to see a +1 attack, and we're expecting to see a Twilight Council in towards Blink. We should be seeing a Blink follow-up here to support the army, but we'll see. Yeah, there's that Twilight Council. SHIN pokes in. Nice around. Nice service area. And he will get 1 Stalker. Gets 1, and he may even get another. And not quite. Oh! Oh my god. Doesn't quite get the 2nd Stalker. We do see that SHIN, again, he's never been into the main base. SHIN is still in the dark. He is getting a Blind Spire, so good read overall. He's still getting +1 range and working towards Hydras, actually. Okay. He's getting all the anti-air. So Hydra's on the way. We have the Mothership in production here for herO. Oracle pokes in. And SHIN has yet to confirm. I don't think he saw the carriers yet. I could be mistaken. +1 air attack is on the way. If he starts Corruptors, then his Lings may have spotted the carriers earlier. I may have just missed that. Lings. The wall's at a wall. herO. The wall is open. Lings they flood in. Lings they get a full scout. Now he has confirmation of the Sky Toss. He knows. Carriers are revealed. Instantly, Corruptor production has begun. So now SHIN knows this should not have happened. And now the Corruptor is going to be ready. Remember, this should have been a surprise once the carriers reveal themselves. Once herO pushes across the map, that should have been the first inkling that SHIN gets to the carriers. But thanks to the Ling flood and the Ling run by, SHIN sees all, and now the Corruptors are ready. Yeah, now the Corruptors are going to be ready for this. herO, he did drop the ball here. And is he just going to turtle? Is that the plan? Okay. Yeah, we're walling up. Yo, it's 2022 all over again. It's here. I mean, it makes sense. He shouldn't push, right? He should not push, not anymore. So herO, he's just gonna stay at home. He's just gonna stay at home, turtle up. We have charge on the way. We have +1 air attack. We have +2 on the way as well. Templar Archives for Storm. And herO, his goal here is to focus on his 4th base, on his 4-base defense. Now, when it comes to defending here, the 4th base is very difficult to defend. herO, he has found that out the hard way. Protoss players in general have found it difficult to maintain a 4-base economy on the Old Republic. Why is that? The linear 4th base is very open, very accessible, and very isolated as well. And I can say something similar about the center base. Speaking of, yeah, we're collapsing in. We're collapsing in. And instantly 1 carrier goes down. Gets a carrier, gets on top of the Mothership, and SHIN is going for the kill. The Mothership falls. And the carriers, there's no support. Yeah, there's no support. Where's the Storm? No Storm, no Stalkers. Everything goes down. And SHIN will take a lead. GG gets called. SHIN he overwhelms, and SHIN takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very cheeky build here by herO, but he did not get away with it. He was scouted, he was seen. Instantly, SHIN was getting ready with his Corruptors, and he just went for the kill. It wasn't just that SHIN scouted, but we spoke about it, and thankfully we were able to finish our little rant about the map itself before the end of the game. But the Old Republic is known for having a very difficult 4th base to defend. The 4th base is just so open and so exposed, so accessible. You saw that herO, he had no stack defense. I think he had 1 shield battery. He had one battery at that 4th base, where you could see how open it was, and he had very little support for the carriers. He wasn't ready. There were no Archons, no Storm. There were like 3 or 4 Stalkers. Like, again, barely a ground army there. GG. GG, well played. herO did not get away with the carrier rush. And now we're getting into game 2, and is this where it all ends? Remember, this is the best of 3. It's a best of 3 pack. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Mothership, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. Representing T1, it is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his bottom side. We have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is SHIN. Here we go. We are settling up. We are settling in. And again, SHIN is up 1-0. One more game is all he needs to claim the series, and the pressure is now on herO. And I'm curious as to what the vetoes were. Now, what I just mentioned about the Old Republic, about how open the 4th base is, I have to say about Mothership as well. But even worse. So Mothership, as you can see here, this is the linear 4th. It is this is a massive entrance. It has a huge entrance into the 4th base, or into the triangular, the linear 3rd, I should say. And if you look at the triangular 3rd, it's also very open if you knock down these rocks, right? If these rocks get knocked down, then there's also a very, very wide entrance here, so you can have a better concave moving in. As a result, big pushes at the 3rd and 4th base are more difficult to defend as the turtling player. Whether you're Protoss, whether you're Terran as well, it can be very, very difficult to defend. So we'll see what herO's plan is going to be here. We expect to see a different build. We expect a different build. But this is a very common trend. It's similar on Ruby Rock, it's similar on Tourmaline, but specifically in this map pool, a lot of the maps have open 3rd and 4th bases. This does benefit aggressing players, whether it's Zerg players in ZVP or ZVT, or whether it's players that plan on going for all-ins in the other matchups as well. So aggressive styles and aggressive tendencies are more favored. Personally, I'm still a little bit mixed when it comes to whether that is good or bad for the game. I do think that ZVP was very stale. This matchup was very stale for all of this year and last year as well. If you've been watching StarCraft, then you would know, but it was very common, very, very common on Tokamak, on Maganatha, on Incorporeal. I'm referring to the previous map pool, and even the map pool before that. It's very common to go Stargate, into a 3rd base, into +1 and Blink, into Storm, into a 4th, into Skytoss, right? It was that was most ZVPs at the highest level. Like most ZVPs was the Protoss gets up to 4 bases, gets into Storm, and then gets into Skytoss and gets into the late game. It was very, very common, very easy to achieve in the previous map pool in the past couple of years, actually. Because this was also the fact in the previous map pool before this one as well. Before the last one. But in this map pool, we've gone to almost the opposite extreme, where now the 3rd and 4th bases are a lot more open, a lot more accessible, and aggression is a lot more favored here. So we have a very different tempo in ZVP, and that has been the case in this new season, with the patch and with the new maps as well. So very different tempo, very different change of pace. As I mentioned before, I would say the most defendable map now is Winter Madness, but I mean, if I was SHIN, would have been vetoed, right? Like Winter Madness would have been vetoed. I would imagine Celestial Enclave would have been vetoed as well. So again, there are some maps where you can be more defensive on, like Celestial and like Winter Madness, but there are a lot fewer and farther between. Personally, I do think it is refreshing. It is I do think it leads into more dynamic games for sure. For sure. And we'll see how herO will approach this. Now, how have some Protoss players been approaching this? Now, if you were watching, was it RSL? Showtime versus, it was either RSL or Kung Fu Cup. Showtime versus Raynor. I was very impressed by Showtime, and I really liked his style of playing. He was very gateway-centric, very robo-centric in the mid-game, and he would heavily delay Skytoss. Like, trying to rush into Skytoss nowadays, fast file counter by the way, but trying to rush into Skytoss is less viable than it used to be. And Showtime would even delay Skytoss quite heavily to get into a heavy kind of mid-game composition and max out with a more gateway, robo-heavy composition instead. And Raynor was having a really hard time against that because Raynor was being hyper-aggressive and the aggression wasn't being not successful, even on some of these other open maps. But I'm getting ahead of myself because we have a fast Twilight Council gateway explosion. This is one of two things, either Glaive Adepts or early Blink. What's it going to be? No Forge, no +1, leaning more towards Glaives. Eyes are on herO. Show us the upgrade. We have the money for it. There it is. Blink, not Glaive. So Blink is on the way. This looks like an 8-gate, 3-base Blink all-in. Now, the reason why this looks like a Blink all-in, 1, Blink is early, but 2, the Forge is very delayed here. So very late Forge out of herO. Later upgrade, later +1, earlier Blink means herO can be active and aggressive sooner. And typically, this build is designed to break the 4th base of the Zerg. So this 4th base here, as SHIN expands towards herO, should be the target for the Protoss. Should be. As herO sharking around. Does want the expansion. He's going to soften it up. Double Hydrogen. Oh, I think that's a mistake. Double Hydrogen here at SHIN. SHIN is getting +1 range. There it is. Does force a cancel on the 4th base. Big pick up here for herO. Laser forward. Oh no, the surround! Oh, no hold position here on top of the ramp. Yeah, no hold position, and one Stalker goes down. Doesn't get to. But herO we gotta tighten up back. We gotta. Now, my concern is that SHIN is not droning. SHIN, he's running up to 65. He's now taking the center expansion, but he's making nothing but Link Hydra. Nothing but Link Hydra. Now, here he has spotted the expansion. Can he force another cancel? He doesn't go for it. Does nibble away. Stalkers are pushing in. Nice punish here with the Lings. The Stalkers, they blink into the Lings. Oh my god. Yeah, crazy moves out of herO, but he does punish the Lings. He's pushing forward, and remember, we spoke about this. The target of this blink timing is to kill the 4th. Gets 2 queens. 2 queens go down, and he will force another cancel on the 4th base. Yeah, massive pickoff. SHIN just cannot expand. This is heavily slowing down not just the economy of the Zerg, but the production of the Zerg player as well. Remember, there's no macro hatch. There's no macro hatch, and he did accidentally make a second Hydrogen. So wasted resources, lack of 4th base. SHIN is hurting. And behind this, herO, he's not going for an all-in. He's getting ready with Storm. So herO, he has a nice lead. He has a nice start. Ooh, but can herO make it home? Uh-oh. The surround! Yeah, herO, he's getting caught out. He did great denying the 4th base, but he stuck around too long. He stuck around too long. Hydras, they start to step in. Stalkers are getting pounced upon. That was how many? That was 4 Stalkers going down. 5. 5 Stalkers do fall. Snipe on the Cybercore. Depowers the gateway. Now no more Stalkers. We only have Zealot reinforcements. Storm is not yet done. And SHIN, he's all in. You can see SHIN, he's getting a 4th base, but he's just making nothing but units behind this. He wants to end it. We're 5 seconds away. 1 High Templar gets sniped. He gets 1 Templar. There are the Storms. Oh my god. Yeah, the Storms are crazy. Lands the Storms as well. 1 Storm left. And herO holds. Yeah, here he does barely hold on. Did cost him every Oracle. It was not the cleanest defense, but here he does hold on. He does even catch some of those retreating Hydras. Oh, who catches who? Blinks in once again. Remember, there's a Storm. Yeah, there's still a Storm in the chamber, and there are so many Hydras going down. SHIN, who loses momentum. And does SHIN lose the 4th base again? No shot. SHIN has to hold on. Here and now. And he's trying to hold on. Celts are trickling in. Here he's so close to breaking this position. At the same time, he's also close to overextending. Yes, here he cannot break through. Too many reinforcements, and here he will back off. As SHIN, he finally gets his 4th. It's incredibly late, but his 4th base is finally up and running. But so much damage was dealt here. herO has the superior economy. herO's on 71 workers. His own 4th base is now on the way. herO has momentum. And SHIN, he is struggling here. Because his 4th was so late, the Infestation Bit is late, the Hive is late, the Lurker Den, all the further tech here for SHIN is heavily delayed because of the 4th base. So SHIN is behind, and hero's getting further ahead with Skytoss. Like usually there's a window in time where the Zerg player has a window where they can make use of Lurkers before Skytoss, but here there's no Hive, there's no Lurker Den, there's no nothing. Skytoss is already starting to amass, and SHIN is in danger. Now, because SHIN is so far behind, it makes sense for him to all-in. I don't know if you noticed, but SHIN, he's not droning. He has saturated somewhat his 4th base, but he hasn't made workers, he's just transferred. He's just been transferring workers as he's been mining out of his main. So just rallying workers over. And SHIN, he's just massing up with Ling Hydra. So SHIN is going for a lair tech all in. He's going for a lair tech all in, 3-base saturation. This is meant to end the game. If SHIN fails to break herO, then hero's just going to outscale and snowball out of control. So it's all or nothing for SHIN. You can see he's trying to set up for a flank. The army for herO is quite small. He has a lot of storm, but there's no buffer, there's no meat to the army. He needs more zealots. SHIN's almost maxed. You can see he's setting up for a full surround. He's got Ling Hydra behind, from the front, from the top side as well. And here he collapses in. Can he get on top of the High Templar? Storm pops up. One Templar is going to go down. But there's still so many more storms available here. Zealots take him in from behind. Show us their storms. Up. Jesus. Yeah, no detection. Wow, no detection. No overseers. Oh, God. So much free damage. Yeah, free damage on the Hydras, and herO holds. Here he will defend. The cloak was brutal there, as SHIN could do nothing. GG gets called, and herO ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. We are going to the ace match here. Again, herO with a much more aggressive build, going for the early blink, going for the early push, early timing. But remember, even before that blink timing, the oracles, he forced a cancel twice, if I recall correctly, right? He forced it twice, so 2 cancellations, and then he came in with the stalkers, and SHIN just could not get a 4th base. He could not expand, could not get a 4th, and that was game. That was game then and there. SHIN was forced into the all-in because he was so heavily delayed, and the all-in was so late as well, right? It was so delayed itself that herO was ready with Tempest, with the Mothership, with Cloak, with Mass Storm. herO was perfectly fine. GG gets called. Now we're going to the ace match. We're going to game 3. Whew, and we are loading into Tourmaline. Okay, Tourmaline is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. More aggressive map. We'll get into it. We will get into it. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing T1, representing South Korea. It is herO. I almost said SKT, but it's not SKT anymore. So spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg, representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is SHIN. Whew, oh boy, here we go again. It's been a very intense semifinals here, very intense back and forth, and we'll see how herO will adjust his approach. Oh. Pull first. Pull first out of SHIN. You have my attention. Now, with a pull first SHIN, he may decide to go for 6 lings and hide his lings, sneak out across the map, and try to get on top of that pylon. So, eyes are on SHIN here to see what he does with this. But again, going for the earlier pull. And also, welcome to Tourmaline. Tourmaline, as I mentioned before, is one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Very short rush distance by ground, and a trend with a lot of these maps, very open third. You can see here a massive entrance into the third base of herO, and also a massive entrance into the natural, into the area in between the third and natural base. So because of this, we've seen a lot of successful all-ins, a lot of aggression is favored here. Last game, we saw that herO was the aggressor. We saw that herO was able to put SHIN on the back foot, and herO did overwhelm. So I'm curious to see, does herO go into early blink again, or does he go into glaives? After a Stargate opener, of course. Meanwhile, we do see that SHIN did go pull first, but he only makes 2 lings. So only 2 Zerglings here. So SHIN, he can't really threaten too much. We can see that he's forcing a Zealot out of herO, so he is forcing some inefficiencies. Remember, typically you do not get a Zealot, but herO is forced to because of the late expansion and the early pull. Even a shield battery. I mean, he has to wall off. Jesus. So he does wall up, does wall off. And you could argue this is worth it here. So these 2 lings, they force out a Zealot, they force out an early shield battery, they force some inefficiencies out of herO as SHIN joins. Shin does throw up. The Stargate is, there's a cancellation. The Stargate is thrown down here at the natural. God damn it. God damn it, Shin. Every time. But the Overlord does get eyes on the Stargate, so Shin, he's aware of the tech of choice, at least initially. The second pylon is further back in the main base, so we could see herO hide his next tech structure. We should see it. So entering the early game. Oh, as herO, he's looking down that queen. Oh my god. The queen takes a lot of hits, but doesn't quite bring it down. Shin holds. Shin, he does hold on, but he is forced to make a lot of lings here to defend. And it does invest heavily into the lings. Forced to because of the zealot. It's going to be Oracle first this time. So Oracle into a second Oracle, and eyes are on the Twilight Council timing. So here's moving out. Going for the triangular third. Here's still looking for damage, still being active with his oracles, and does get some tumors. Does catch a couple of transferring drones, not bad. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 drone kills. 4 drones go down, pulls away, and we are not going into any early tech. By now, this time, the last game, we would have already seen a Twilight Council and even working towards Blink. Now we get our later Twilight Council, and we're expecting a faster Forge here. But we'll keep an eye on herO. Hello. As herO gets one more drone. We're going for a late Forge again. But this is a late Twilight Council. Building up to 4 gateways. This should be Blink, but I don't want to put it past herO to go for delayed glaives. Okay, is Blink. We're staying here. So we're going for Blink. Blink is on the way. The Forge is even later than last game. If we go in any further without a Forge, this is more indicative of going for delayed gases or just skipping gases at the third base, building up to 7 gates back at home, and committing across the map. If you remember, I talked about the 8 gate 3 base all in last game, but herO did take his gases and did get a later Forge. And there it is. Forge is on the way. So Forge is on the way. We're still building up upgrades. We're still taking up at least in some way. herO, he will get another cancellation on the 4th expansion. Jeez. Yo, Shin just wants to get a 4th base, Pappy. Oh my god. He just wants to expand. And Epson moving in. Up! He gets the drone! Drone goes down, delays him even further. At the same time, Lings, they hit the 3rd base, so Stalkers are ready. Stalkers are in position, and Shin, he's going into +1 range. He's going into a Roach composition instead. Not going Ling Hydra. Oh, okay. Ling Hydra is a little more ideal against a heavy Stalker composition. Stalkers can be more efficient against Roaches. Speaking of, here comes Stalkers. Blink is finishing up, and Shin is going for an all-in. He's going for Overload Speed. Overload Speed here is for Drop Lord, so Shin is setting up for the German Taxi. Overload does get sniped. And you can see here, he wants that expansion. He wants that 4th base. He gets more Roaches. Stage Trap gets baited. Nice bait. Solid control there. And it blinks away. So far hasn't lost a single Stalker. Picking up more Roaches. Here he's trading very well. And remember, Shin wants to go for the all-in. He's waiting for his upgrades. Shin, he's not set up for a longer game. And here is just being so proactive. And Roach Speed is now done. And we collapsed it. Yeah, we collapsed it. We're still stepping forward. We need these stage traps to go up. The stasis. Base out 1. Yeah, base out 1. Roaches, they try to give chase. More reinforcements have arrived. herO is still holding his own. He's holding his own. Flea Beacon, this is bold. This is a bold move. A safer build from here would be to go for a Robo into Immortal production to get Immortals up and running. The problem here, I don't think herO is aware that this is an all-in. Like, I don't think he's going to survive until SkyToss. This is crazy. This is confident. This is a very, very confident play out of herO. Like, I'm a little bit concerned he's being overconfident. He's like, yo, I have momentum. Like, if my opponent backs off, I can get into SkyToss. It's like, yo, SHIN is not going to back off. Like, SHIN is not droning. He's not droning, Pappy. SHIN is he's almost maxed out. He's almost maxed. The greed of herO. Now this Zelda run by ideally buys time. Ideally, herO, he needs SHIN to turn around. But here he comes. Here comes SHIN. Remember, SHIN, he's maxed. Here comes the Zelda run by, and SHIN shouldn't respond to this. He should not respond. Yeah, he pulls away. He pulls away. SHIN, he commits. There's no reason to turn around. We have SkyToss on the way, but it's so slow. It's so delayed. It's gonna take so long to really get in. Zelda are wreaking havoc. Meanwhile, the queens are walking in. The all-in has arrived, and it's gonna be a tough hold here for herO. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, the first line of Stalkers go down. Late blink. Biles are connecting. Oh my god. Yeah, Biles are connecting. herO, he's up against the wall. The queens are welling in as well. They focus down the oracles. They'll be able to focus down the interceptors as well. And SHIN has done it. SHIN, he has done it. Again, herO, he was trading well. He was doing well. He denied the base. He was trading well with his Stalkers. But remember, we spoke about it. herO chose to rush into SkyToss here. It was crazy. And again, it feels like herO didn't recognize it was an all-in. It feels like he didn't recognize how much danger he was in. Zelda say turn around. Okay. Stalkers lean forward. herO. Can he hold? Can he focus on the queens? Can he focus them down? Oh my god. Carriers have arrived. There's 3 queens left. Down to 3. Ooh, oh, get the Biles. Oh my god. Oh my god. The Biles take down the carrier. Dark is back. Oh no. Oof. As Biles 8 graze the carriers. Yo, who needs anti-air? How do you deal with SkyToss? Pappy, just bow them down. Bow them down, Pappy. Let's go. And SHIN, he will make it to the finals. He will make it. He will break them through. He'll overwhelm. Again, the greed of herO, just too greedy, Pappy. Too bold, too crazy. Overconfident. As herO, he will lose his third, and he will lose control of his natural as well. He will barely hold on with the mothership, activates Cloak. And he survives, but he's not really living here. SHIN is droning, finally. SHIN, he's finally decided to drone up. He's making some workers. Spire is almost done. The queens are amassing as well. See, inside the one carrier will be a herO unit. That's just before the carrier got biled down. Oh no. Not like this. Not like this, man. SHIN can just ignore the army. Just ignore the army. He's just going for this counterattack. The third base does go down. But in a couple of seconds, Corruptors will arrive. Does throw away the Overseers. Cloak is available. There's a recall. Recall's back home in time to defend. And SHIN just needs to wait for his Corruptors. Just wait for the reinforcements. What do we have to defend? We have 3 carriers, 1 mothership, and a handful of gateway units. Yo, we got the Void Ray on the way. Let's go. herO making whatever he can. SHIN, he should get the expansion here. There we go. Retaking his third. Now, is there a chance for herO? Now, he is setting up for a Zealot counterattack. There is a world where if SHIN, if he moves out with everything and if he has nothing at home to defend, then maybe the Zealots can kill a queen and get into the mineral line. There's a chance. You can see that SHIN is checking for a third. He has creep on the right. He checks the left. Shin is moving in. Here comes that run by. Zelsa will hit the natural. So to make their way in. Corruptors should be diving on the mothership. Does activate Cloak. Oversteer is still available. Mothership goes down, and now we just focus on the carriers one after the other. The Skytoss cannot hold its own, not against Mass Corruptor, not like this. Biles on the Void Ray. On the carrier as well, Jesus. The Biles are popping up. And Zealots, they kill the base. True, the Zealots do find some damage here, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. The Skytoss has fallen, the natural as well. The reinforcements back at home, and Shin, GG gets called. Shin, he will take the series 2-1. He'll advance on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Hyper aggression out of both players. And again, honestly, herO had a good start. herO, he was denying the 4th base. He was sniping queens, sniping roaches. He was buying time. He was trading very, very well with his early blink timing. But we spoke about it. As soon as we saw it, we were like, whoa, Fleet Beacon against the 3-base all-in? He's crazy, babbies. But again, as you mentioned, it feels like, it looks like herO didn't register in his mind that he was up against an all-in. It looks like he was maybe hoping that Shin would be droning after the defense and would drone up his 4th base. We could see everything, so we knew that that wasn't the case. Like, we knew that Shin, he was just hammering down that roach key, hammering down that link key as well. Shin was going for the all-in, so herO was just being a little bit too greedy, rushing into Skytoss, whereas a robo response would have been safer and would have been more secure to get into earlier Immortal production to actually defend against the roach all-in. Whether it's Immortals, whether it's extra gateways and a ground composition here, herO was just being greedy and did not get away with it. Did not get away with it in the end. GG, well played. Shin, he will advance on to the grand finals, and we have the grand finals getting ready for us here. It's going to be a best of 5 PvZ between Shin and Classic. Let's go. Let us go. And it wasn't just the fact that herO was taking up, but also the lack of static defense, right? Like herO, he was lacking cannons and shield batteries at his 3rd and at his natural. Once again, just emphasizing the fact that he was not aware of the all-in that was coming his way. And with that, we are getting ready for those finals.